Good morning, fourth graders, and welcome to Terrific Tuesday. I hope you're having a great day. It's time to prepare for math. Please head out your math book and a pencil. Today, we're talking about a brand new concept. We're talking about perimeter. Now, look at this word, perimeter. Do you see a hidden word within perimeter that we've already studied about? Of course, meter. And meter is to measure. So perimeter means to measure going all around an object. As a matter of fact, I have a picture that I'd like to show you just to show what I'm talking about. Give me just a second. All right, take a look at this picture here. I attempted to draw this on my board, but as you know, I am no artist. So I figured I would let the artist do this, but maybe this could be something that you could draw at your house. Notice the nice green grass. We're going to come back to this picture for another lesson later on, but now I want your eyes to go from the grass to the fence that's going all the way around that area, okay? When you are going all the way around something, whether you're walking around something or you're measuring around something, you are finding the perimeter. Perimeter means to measure around. Now, in order to help us measure around better, there's a couple of things that we can do. One of those is if we're trying to measure the perimeter or the distance around a rectangle. Now let's think about what a rectangle is. A rectangle has 4 sides. 2 of those sides, the top and the bottom usually, are longer, and the other sides, the left and right, they're usually a little bit shorter. That means we have a length and a width. If you measure the length of something, that's always going to be a little longer. And so typically our length in our lessons are going to be the larger number. Now, the way that we're going to be finding perimeter for the first time is we're going to learn this formula right above my head, okay? Now, this formula says P, now that P is a shortcut because it's going to save us a lot of time instead of writing out perimeter, okay? So when you see this P, think perimeter, okay? P, perimeter, equals 2 times L. Do you see what I did with my hands? I put my hands into little parentheses. Remember what those parentheses mean? Do me first, do me first, do me first, okay? So let's go back. P equals 2 times L plus 2 times W. Let's say that again. P equals 2 times L plus 2 times W. When I cut my hands like this, that is a set of parentheses. Let's say the whole formula one more time. P equals 2 times L plus 2 times W. Okay, let's look at that formula a little closer. Did you notice how it says 2L? Why would we need to multiply the length times 2? Well, because a rectangle has 2 lengths that are exactly the same. What about with the W? For a rectangle, the widths are exactly the same. So we're taking the lengths, multiplying it by 2, and we're taking the width after we've multiplied it by 2, and we're adding it all together. Open up your books to our page for today, page 251, and let's do this first one together. But stay tuned, I'm going to have a song to teach you in today's lesson. Let's take a look at that first story problem. It reads as follows. Mr. Hill plans to put a rectangular fence, hey, just like the picture that I showed you, around his yard. His yard is 96 yards long and 49 yards wide. How many yards of fencing does he need? Now let's think about fencing, right? Fencing goes all the way around. Well, if we're going to figure out how much to purchase, we need to know the length going all the way around. We need to know the perimeter. Perimeter means the length traveling all the way around. So our first step is to write our formula first. write your formula first. What's our first step? Write your formula first. Let's go ahead and write our formula on either our book or a scratch sheet of paper. P equals, parentheses, 2 times L plus, parentheses, 2 times W. My hands are busy, so that's why I said parentheses. Okay, the first step is to write the formula first. What's the first step? Write the formula first. What is the formula for finding the perimeter of a rectangle? P equals 2 times L plus 2 times W. Say that with me. P equals 2 times L plus 2 times W. Now that we have the formula written, it's time for the next step. Erase and replace. Erase and replace. We are erasing the L and the W, the length and width, and we are replacing those letters with what the length and width equal in the story problem. In our story problem, the length was 96 yards. Well, even if it didn't tell us that the length was 96 yards, isn't 96 longer than 49? Yes. So whatever the larger number is, let's go ahead and label that for right now as our length. So 96 as our length. Erase and replace. What was our width? Our width was 49. Now, do you remember what those parentheses mean? Those parentheses mean, do me first, do me first, do me first. So that's exactly what we're going to do. P equals, well, 2 times 6 is 12, carry the 1. 2 times 9 is 18 plus 1 makes 19. Once we've done what's in the parentheses, those parentheses just drop off magically. Plus, what is 2 times 9? 18. Carry the 1. 2 times 4 is 8 plus 1 makes 9. The parentheses are gone, but the addition sign stays because we haven't done anything with that yet because it wasn't in the parentheses. That's why. Okay, now that those parentheses have dropped off, let's solve going across. What is 2 plus 8? 10. Carry the 1. 9 plus 9 is 18 plus 1 makes 19. 1 plus 1 is 2 plus none is 2. 290 is not our answer. Mrs. Evans, what'd you do wrong? Well, I actually did everything right this time, with the exception of, remember, whenever you do any story problems, your number must always have a label at the end telling what does that number equal? Is that 290 Starbuckses? Goodness, I hope so, but it's not. It's 290 what? What are we measuring? We are measuring by yards. Here's my yardstick. So imagine it would be let's see, can I get it in? Yeah, there we go. It would be 290 of these. This is a yard. Gotta put it away. Everything has to go in its home, right? Okay, so 290 yards, and this is our final answer. Very good. We're going to do the same thing with the next story problem. Start with your formula first. P equals 2 times L plus 2 times W. Erase and replace your L and your W with what your length are. Okay, do your parentheses first. Add them together, and you're set as soon as you put your label at the end, your measurement, okay? Now, remember how I told you that I was going to teach you a song? That song applies for section 2, okay? Now, for the perimeter formula that I've taught you so far, that is if your shape is a rectangle. This formula, P equals 2 times L plus 2 times W, will work for a rectangle. But this other formula will work for everything else, and actually plus a rectangle. This is called the perimeter song. Here we go. Perimeter means around, perimeter means around, Oh no, don't you know perimeter means around? You add up all the sides, you add up all the sides. Oh no, don't you know you add up all the sides? All you have to do is add up all of the sides and you will know the perimeter. Let's sing that together. Perimeter means around, perimeter means around. Oh no, don't you know perimeter means around? You add up all the sides, you add up all the sides. Oh no, don't you know you add up all the sides? And that's exactly what we're going to do for section 2. Let's look at section 2 together. For section 2, they have given us a triangle. For this triangle, they have listed the length of every side. Let's just add those lengths together. What is 9 plus 5? 14. What is 14 plus 7? Very good. 21. 21 what? 21 yards. YD period. Let's move on to letter B. First of all, what kind of shape is that? It's not an octagon. It's not a heptagon. It's a 6-sided shape. It's a hexagon. So let's add up all 6 of those sides. What is 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12? I know what you're thinking. Mrs. Evans, there's such an easier way. Do you know what the easier way would be? Couldn't we have just taken 12, since they're all 12, and multiplied it by 6? What is 12 times 6? 72, and that's exactly what the perimeter is. We found that out by adding up all the sides, or 12 times 6, because all of the sides were exactly the same and there were 6 sides. 72 feet is our answer for letter B. I'm going to let you do C and D on your own. Turn the page, please. Look at the top of page 252, section 3. We're going to do letter C together of section 3, and I have that right over here on the board. It says that our length is 4 meters and our width is 3 meters. The first step that you do for section 3 is you write your formula first. What is your first step? Write the formula first. Let's say that formula together. Ready, begin. P equals 2 times L plus 2 times W. Say it again. P equals 2 times L plus 2 times W. Make sure when you're writing it that you include your parentheses, okay? Now that our formula is written, let's erase and replace. Let's erase the L and let's replace the L with what the L is. L is 4. Let's erase the W and replace the W with what the W equals. The W is equal to 3. Remember what those parentheses mean? Do me first, do me first, do me first. So that's exactly what we're going to do. P equals, what is 2 times 4? 8. Those parentheses magically disappeared because we did what was inside. The plus sign has not disappeared yet because we haven't added anything yet. What is 2 times 3? 6. Those parentheses have now disappeared. The last step is just add what we have. What is 8 plus 6? 14. Now don't just write 14. We have to write 14 what? Meters. If you know your abbreviation for meters, let's go ahead and write that. Remember, our metric units do not have periods at the end of them. So P is equal to 14 meters. Great. Now you will do all of the ones in section 3 exactly this way. Let's move on to section 4. Section 4, letter C. Now for section 4, they're being a little tricky. They have taken away the length and they've taken away the width, the L and the W. So they're wanting you to figure out, well, which one's L and which one's W. Remember, whichever one is the longer of the two or the larger of the two, we're going to say that that is our length. So longer, larger, length. Hey, what is that? Alliteration. Alliteration. So if it's longer or larger, it's going to be our length here. Now, they have replaced the L and the W with a little word by. By. Have you ever heard, especially if you've gone into Home Depot, Lowe's, all those guys in there in the lumber section, yeah, I need a 4x4 or a 2x4 or a 6x2, 4x8, whatever. The word by, they're actually using that to mean length and width. That means 2 inches and 4 inches. So if the guy comes in there saying, yeah, I need a 2x4, he needs a piece of wood that is 2 inches wide and 4 inches long, okay? That's gonna be the size of that. So that's what they're doing for this section. They're taking off the length and the width, the L and the W, and replacing it with the word by. So for letter C, it looks like this. 4 meters by, what does it say? 9 meters. There we go. Which one is our length? Which one is our width? Well, which one is longer? Which one is larger? The 9 here. It's also the one that comes last. Hello, there's another L there. So longer, larger, last, length. Oh, I love it. Okay, so let's start by writing our formula first. P equals 2 times L plus 2 times W. Write it down. P equals parentheses 2 times L parentheses plus 2 times W and the in parentheses. Now let's erase and replace our letters with what our letters equal. Uh-oh. Help me remember, Sammy. Help me remember. Okay. Sammy, where does the 4 go? Here or there? Which one's longer, 4 or 9? Ooh, 9's longer, so 9 has to go here. So Sammy, the 4 has to go there. Thanks, Sammy. You're such a big help. Okay, Francesca, what do the parentheses mean? Do me first, do me first, do me first. So let's go ahead and do them first. What is 2 times 9? 18. Jordan, what's 2 times 4? 8. Jordan, did you say 8? I hope so, because that's your number. Your student number 8. Okay, now that we've done those parentheses, the parentheses have fallen off. And now let's just do our final step. Add them and then put our label. Here we go. P equals 8 plus 8. 16. Carry the 1. 1 plus 1. 2 plus 9. 2. 2 what? Meters. Okay. Very good, guys. I'm so proud of you. We have learned and gone over a lot today, and we're going to close with our song. Can you sing it with me one more time? Perimeter means around. Perimeter means around. Oh no, don't you know? Perimeter means around. You add up all the sides. You add up all the sides. Oh no, don't you know? You add up all the sides. All right, guys. For perimeter, it means around. You can add up all the sides, or if you have a rectangle, let's use our rectangle formula for finding the perimeter of a rectangle. P equals 2 times L plus 2 times W. I hope you have a terrific Tuesday. I can't wait to see you today on our FaceTime calls and check in with you guys. I love you, I miss you, and see you next time. Bye-bye.